All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. So we are back on our level 75. We are at Camp Valkrist, which is located right over here. We're going to be heading to the prison, and we're going to be doing some looting. So a couple things. So our last video, we did the chem plant, but now we're moving on to Camp Valkrist, which is a little more complicated. The prison's a little more chaotic, but we're going to get into this. So what I said we were going to do is upgrade our guy a little bit. So we have a couple things that I changed out. So now that we've looted the chem plant and we've, upgraded our items, got some money, there's a couple things we're going to look at. So we're going to start out with rifles, and there's a few rifles that I would recommend, and we're going to test them out and see how they hold up. But here's the competitors. So we got the X-Garand. The X-Garand is 4 million, and we're going to try this with like a 80% damage boost. We're going to try the Hailstorm. It's 13 million and probably about a 60% damage boost. That XAK-47 is what we're going to use for crowd control. We're focusing more on the looting aspect. The Barnell, it's 9 million and it's going to need about a 42% damage boost. The Rust Hound cost 14 million and it's going to need about a 60% damage boost. The QR Obsidian, which is a pistol, we're going to try that out. And it is 16 million, and it needs about an 85% damage boost to be really good. And the RIA 55, it's 14 million, and it's going to need about a 78% damage boost. So a couple different things we're looking at. So when we jump into this, one thing I'm going to recommend is we don't have Ultra Boost, so I would buy a boost, rather a Trinity Boost, which gives you EXP, damage, or run speed. Or I would get at least a damage boost. If you go to Credit Shop, go to Specials, and you can go down here and see all these boosts. Again, they don't cost a whole lot. The Trinity Boost is 21 credits for 2 hours, or you can just snag like a damage boost for 7 credits, or a speed boost for 7, or maybe just do the speed and the damage. But you're going to need some help if you are a very low level and you have these items, because they're cheap items. They're not in-game items, and you're trying to loot an in-game area, if that makes sense. So something to keep in mind. And once you buy your boosts, you just click and drag, and then the timer will start. So we're going to use our boost. We're going to take these items. We're going to go to the prison, and we're going to try looting. So as far as damage boosts I will have a 35% damage boost just from the Trinity. So we're going to have 35 there. We're going to have 8 from an X Violence implant. We're going to have 5 damage from Adrenostem. We're going to have, oops, what am I doing here? I had 35 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5 from a Volatile implant. Then we're going to have 5 more from an X Violence. And then we're going to have 2 more from the Secrolink. So I'm going to be able to get a 60% damage boost. So if you're wanting to hit those breakpoints with the other guns, you're going to have to spend more money on implants. So to start out with, as far as this goes, the X Violence is 11 million. The X Violence is 5 million. The Adrenostem is 5 million. The Volatile Hide is kind of expensive. It's 16 million, but that's still cheap for an implant. And the Secrolink is 5 million as well. Did I do that right? I feel like I messed that up. X Violence, 11 million. Adrenostem, 5 million. Volatile, 16 million. X Violence was 5 mil. And Secrolink was 5 million. So that's 42 million in boosts, guys, just to get this setup going on. And again, it's to give you that 60% damage boost with your 7 credit or 21 credit, however you're doing that boost, okay? So that 60% should let us use that Barnell. It should let us use the Hail. It should let us use the Rust Hound and get us close to where we need to be with the other weapons. So we're going to try it out. So what we'll do is I will go ahead and start this. I'm going to run from Camp Valkrist all the way over here. This is where the... Let's see if I can zoom in for you. It's not going to let me. This is where, over here on the left, this is where the, right here, this green spot, this is where the prison is, okay? So it's one block to the right of that red block. So I'm going to run, and then I will unpause it as soon as I get there, okay? I'm going to go ahead and take this. All right, and I will be back. And I want to give a shout out to Render Bratton from our Discord channel for helping me out and getting a Excel sheet put together with damage boost for me. I appreciate that, man. It saved me some time. Really do appreciate the help. So, all right, guys, we are back, and we are one block to the left of the prison. We're going to jump in here and see how this goes. So, again, we're starting with the X-Garand and the Hailstorm. We have a 60% damage boost. Actually, I should probably go... Let me go into single-player mode. And then also, I guess I should do this as well. Let's talk about this. Why did I choose those weapons and those damage boosts? If you look at the enemies down here at Raven Ridge, 700 HP, 500 HP, 600 HP, 5,000, 600, 800. So 800. It looks like 800 is pretty average. So I'm trying to find the weapons that can do 800 damage with those boosts. And again, those were kind of the items that fell into that category. All right, so we are at the prison. We are in single player mode, and we're going to loot just like if this was just normal. So again, X-Garand is up first. See how I'm doing 729? 800 health is what they have. So if I did 800 damage, it would one-shot them. I needed around an 80% boost to one-shot with the X-Garand, and I'm running a 60% boost to kind of give you an idea. So I'll kill most of the enemies that have 600 health in one shot, but these 800 health enemies will take 2. But still, 2 shots is not bad. But I am using a damage boost. I am using those implants. But again, this is what I would run if I was a new player. This is kind of what I would set up like. And what we'll do is we'll just loot like normal and just see how much, how difficult it is. As far as a crowd control weapon, I started to do that. But you know what, guys? There's so many different crowd control weapons because realistically, you don't have to loot with them. You don't have to kill with them. You just have to defend yourself. So I can really recommend the Avalanche, but it's like 30 million. It's a great machine gun. There's tons of shotguns, the Commander 10. There's so many. You can use grenade launchers, the Junker, very cheap and effective gun. So there's tons of crowd control weapons, claw shot. There's a lot, guys. But the hard part is finding your looting weapon. If you go melee, the Exterminator, it's a holiday event item you can get right now. Great melee weapon. I mean, phenomenal. So snag that up if you're looking for melee. So with the X-Garand down here, 2-shotting everything with the 60% damage boost. And realistically, if you're going to 2-shot, you don't even need a 60% damage boost with the X-Garand. I would say you need speed just as much as you need damage. So again, that's why I would say, maybe not worry about the experience boost. Save your credits with that. But just snag a 35% damage and 35% speed boost. And then also, if you don't know, you can get them cheaper if you buy like a 24-hour one and then just spend the day, guys. Spend the day looting or, whatever you can afford. But they come in extremely handy. So we're down here, we're looting. X-Garand, I'm not having any issues, guys. I would say the X-Garand is a pass. So again, it's very cheap. It's around $4 million bucks for the X-Garand. And that was one we had in the chem plant. And you can also bring it here. So what we'll do is we will try out another weapon. Let's go to our inventory. We have the Hailstorm, but I'm going to also equip the Barnell. Okay, let's see what happens here. So the Barnell, I needed a 42% boost. Well, we have 60. So let's check this out. Not every shot crits, just like everything else. So 900 damage. You're going to one-shot everything with the Barnell down here with a 60% boost. Now, again, I think 1 out of every 5 bullets will not crit. That's just how the game is. So you can't count that against the weapon. That's just kind of how the game's set up. So one shot, one kill is, for me, kind of meta. That's what I like. I would rather kill everything in one hit. I just feel like it's a lot smoother and I don't have to really worry. It's just convenient and I can loot efficiently. And again, I'm level 75 down here, guys. So it is definitely doable. But again, you do have to have some implants. You do have to have some, not the best guns, but okay guns. But it's doable. But again, this is an end zone, right? You don't just go buy a game off the shelf at the store and go to the hardest level, right? You got to put time in. You got to invest. You have to play. And that's how you get to these areas. So the Barnell, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to have any issues with the Barnell. I used the Barnell for a long time. When it first came out, it was amazing. This is how fast it shoots. So it's a little slow. But again, if you're killing them in one shot, you don't really have to worry too much. And then we'll try the Hailstorm. So this was a really cool gun. This was like our first burst rifle weapon. So again, not every shot's going to crit, but when they do, it's going to one-shot kill as long as you hit all 3 shots. And it also has a slowing effect, guys. So if you're bad on speed, this gun is really going to help with that, because it's going to slow them down and give you the time you need to back up, backpedal, whatever you're doing. So we're going to skip some of those loots, and we're just going to go over here so I can show you guys how this works. I think it's very comfortable. Actually, I might prefer this over all of them so far, guys. And to give you an idea, the Hailstorm needs about a 60% boost, which is what we have to one shot, and it's about 13 million to buy it. So 13 million bucks will buy the Hailstorm. Get it before it's gone, guys, because I think that this will probably go up in price. I think it's very undervalued, and you know, it's one of those hidden gems that people just don't know about. Let's go down. Let's just find some more enemies real quick so I can show this off. Come out here. But see, I mean, I'm not using the best items in the game, guys, and it looks easy down here. But it's because we checked out the weapons, we looked at the health, we looked at the boosts, we seen what we needed, we built our character for it. You know, this is a cheap build. I don't know how much in total we have here, but I would say, what was it, like 40 million for the implants, and then what? I don't know, what, 20 million max for the gear. So way under $100 million build, guys. $60 million build. Very, very cheap build. And I'm looting I'm looting the prison without really any issues. Let me see if I have another rifle for us to check out. Oh, let me go over here. It won't let me. There we go. Let's do it this way. All right, so let's take off the Barnell. Let's put on the Rust Hound. So all of these weapons have done phenomenal so far. And I really need to, I don't know if it's, we can try a pistol. I might need to stat reset. I'm going to stat reset. I'll stat reset to show you guys the pistols. So let's try the Rust Hound real quick. Sorry for that. And again, this was the spreadsheet that he made me in Discord. Very handy. Shows the implants, how much they are. Saved me a lot of time, so greatly appreciate that. All right, let's go over here, and I probably should go back through the prison. It's just safer. I want to show you guys where I barricade, but we're going to try out this Rust Hound real quick. So, the Rust Hound it needs 60% damage boost, and it's 14 million. So very similar to the Hailstorm. We have 60% damage boost, so it should do 800 damage on hit. Let's see how this works. If I can find an enemy. Now that 801 with a crit, so perfect. 60% damage boost is what you need. Hailstorm. The Rust Hound is very nice. If you don't like the burst fire of the Hailstorm, definitely check out the Rust Hound. I could come down here and loot no issues, guys, with this Rust Hound. Same thing with the Hailstorm. Doesn't matter. Whatever one you prefer, guys, snag them up. Both are extremely good, extremely undervalued. It lets you play the end game with a mid-tier weapon, and it feels like it's in game. As long as you have the right boosts, you know, it's very good. All right, let me go in here. I'm going to stat reset my character. Here's my XAK, but you guys have all seen that. So, again, that's just what I use for crowd control, for knockback. If you look at the top right where I came from the prison. I went one block to the left, and then there's a house. I'm up here at the top corner of the block. This house right here, this is what I use to barricade. I go in the house. There's two doors. There's a door here, and then there's one up there. Those are the doors that I'll barricade, and then every time I come back to this house, I'll only need one barricade kit because only one of the doors will be unlocked. All right, so let's go ahead and barricade this. And then if you have aggro, come to this block zone because it doesn't have the same enemies. It has the weaker enemies. So it's way easier to kill the aggro. And then you go right back to the prison and keep looting. All right, guys. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to stat reset. And let me just do this real quick. It doesn't matter. I'm going to redo it here in a second. But anyway, I'm going to stat reset. I'm going to go into pistols, and we're going to try out those pistols. So you guys hang tight, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are loading back in. We are stat reset. We are good with the pistols. I have equipped them. We are now going to go back and check out the QR22 in the RIA. So the QR22, it needs a 85% boost, which we only have 60, and it costs 16 million. So we're going to try that first. So this is the QR22. So here it is. Very quiet weapon, which is good. It's great for aggro. If you guys are like a pistol fan, this is something to look at. Again, 85% damage boost is really what you want to aim for. But with the 60, this is what you're going to get. It shoots a lot faster than rifles. It just takes 3 shots instead of 1 or 2, depending. That was 2 shots. So it'll kill him in 2 shots if it gets 2 crits. So actually very good, guys. The QR22 is definitely a contender if you're using a pistol build. It's one that you should look at very closely. And again, let me know if you guys like these videos. Let me know if this helps you. I'm trying to make some more new player friendly videos that can help you progress through the game. And I'm trying to give you the cheapest options available to make you feel very strong. These builds should make you feel like you're an in-game player, if that makes sense. So, again, let me know your thoughts. And for melee, just snag up the exterminator weapon, guys. I'm telling you, that's like amazing. So, no issues, guys. Again, I'm using a 60% damage boost with the QR22 Obsidian, and I'm having no issues. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to the RIA 55. It needs about a 78% damage boost, and it is 14 million. And again, we're using a 60%, so a little shy of the 78, but it still should do pretty well. Here's what it sounds like. So a little louder. So it hits for 656, so it's also going to double tap. 2 shots. And again, it's going to be your preference, guys, which weapons you like. You'll have to go to the wiki and I'll show you and look at the stats, see the differences, and see which one you want. But you at least got to see them here and see what they do. And if you guys haven't, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out tremendously. Hit the thumbs up button. Join our Discord in the description below. It doesn't cost a thing, 100% free. Link in the description below. And again, thank you guys for helping me out in the Discord. You know, if I need anything, I'll just post it in there. Just some, you know, if you guys can get me any data that I'm asking for, that's a huge help. I really do appreciate that. But the RIA, again, you're seeing it here, guys. I mean, it's, again, no contest. Very easy to come down here and loot at the prison with this. Again, this would be fine at the chem plant as well. And I'm using a 60% damage boost. Now, again, 35% of that is from one of the mini implants I took. So that's an easy way to get 35% damage right there, guys. And if you're using these weapons, you could even take some damage off, because if these guys have 800 health and you shoot them, well, look at that. So if I do 650 damage, well, that's 1300 if I shoot them twice, right? We only have to do 800. So realistically, you could take some of these damage boosts off or just not use a damage boost. And actually, here, let's test that out real quick. Let's take off some of these damage boosts. Let's take off 35% if we can. Let's take off 8. That'd be 18. Let's just see what that does. So this would take us straight down to a 35% damage boost, guys. Let's see what this looks like with a 35% damage boost. Because all these items are similar in damage. Not exactly the same, but very similar. So this is the RIA. So it'll still 2-shot, guys. The RIA is still going to 2-shot, so you don't have to really worry about the damage boost too much. All these weapons will 2-shot. But the damage boost I told you when I said like they need 80%, 60%, whatever that is that I'm talking about, that's to 1-shot everything. But obviously you can come down here and 2-shot them and feel just as good. You know, they're quick guns, quick shooting. Very cool. But anyway, let me know if this helped you. Again, these items are ones I would pick if I came down here and I was a new player. And let me know if this video helped, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. I do appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, you guys stay safe out there. Peace.